Hey, Liberator, happy Wednesday. Welcome to a Liberation Confabulation. I am back with you every Wednesday at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can catch me here live, and you can also catch the replay. So I want to remind you, go ahead and click that like and subscribe button so you don't miss an episode every week of how to dive in and liberate your awesome in one area. And today we're going to talk about emotional intelligence. So big shout out to Leslie. I'm back in my favorite sweatshirt. I'm absolutely loving it. It is so comfortable, y'all. That it is so comfortable. And I love that Leslie can kind of make some custom stuff for me. So you will be seeing custom stuff from her with my logo and some other things coming up. So make sure that you stay tuned for that and use your creativity and talk to friends that can do these things for you, because it's really cool to have things that are personally branded to you. Even if you don't have a business, even if you're just doing stuff. My mom, who's actually watching it right now, she's got some custom boots that have her initials on them, and they're super duper cute. I've got stickers for my cups and all kinds of stuff. So make sure that you are branding you and living out loud for sure. All right, guys, this week's topic is about emotional intelligence. And in the description, it says, I respond to life's challenges in a grounded and objective way. Yeah, right. Not all the time. I'd like to. And you know where it suffers the most is in our personal relationships, in our personal lives. We can handle things out in public or out at work, but typically, and my parents can attest to this, that you are kind of the meanest person to the people that are closest to you, that love you the most. It is just something that we all kind of do, right? We try to get our way and use our emotions and just make decisions that are irrational and over the top all the time. Especially growing up as a little kid, I was a little bit emotional. Just a little bit. Sometimes I can get that way now. I am much better today as an adult, but I am still not perfect by any means. So this is something that you and I are going to work on together. And I'm going to help you by giving you 5 questions that you can look at any situation and determine how you can make it better and how you can take responsibility. So one of the things that I want you to do is, if you can, and this comes with practice, that you take a second to detach yourself from the immediate situation. You can do this by walking away. Be sure that you tell the person that you're having the conflict with, whether this is at work or at home, that, hey, I need a few minutes. I need to go for a walk. I need to take a breath. I just need time to process this. We'll still talk about it. We'll still go through it and make sure everything is moving in the right direction. We're still going to have this conversation, but I need a minute. I need to process this. So then you can go and you can look at all of the viewpoints. It gives you a chance to kind of run things through your mind, think about things, talk about things. You know, maybe if it's something at work, you can talk to someone else or talk to your spouse at home before you resolve that at work. And what's the best way that I can do that? Right? What's the best way that I can resolve this without getting emotions involved? Also, don't write angry emails. Don't do anything when you're super excited or when you're mad. Those are the 2 worst times to do something, especially putting it in writing, because it can get you in trouble. So let's talk about the 5 questions. And my pastor asks us this question all the time, and I really think it's awesome. So Andy Stanley has a series about this question. So if you want, we will drop that link down below so you can watch that series. It's a great thing. And I think that if I had this question when I was a teenager, I might have made different choices. And now that I know, as an adult, I can make better choices going forward. So in light of your past circumstances and your current dreams and desires, what is the wise decision for your future? Okay, so put this into context of how you respond to people in your life. And you're never going to get this 100%. We're all human. We have emotions. Emotions run high, especially if you've got those hormone swings or something happening that sometimes we just have a problem, right? We just have a little hiccup, and that's okay, because the next words that need to come out of our mouth are, I'm sorry. This is how I was responsible, and I'm sorry that my behavior made you feel that way. Okay, so let's get into those questions. And if you come up with other questions, go ahead and drop them in the comments below. It would be great to know what your thoughts are as you go through and you make decisions. In this light, let's see if that's better. All right. So question number 1 is, when you sit down, I want you to first think, okay, I can clear my mind and think about this rationally. And then ask yourself this question: what do I want to happen? And then what is actually happening is question number 2. So what do I want to happen and what is actually happening? Because sometimes we can get so caught up in our emotions and how we feel that we make decisions for other people in what they're meaning to say. Have you ever had that communication issue that you're saying one thing and the other person isn't getting it, and so you talk louder and you're like very direct in what you're saying and back and forth, and it's like, okay, time out. What I want to happen, let's make sure we're talking about the same thing. Let's think about, especially if it's a mutually beneficial relationship like your spouse or your children, that let's talk about the topic of what we're actually talking about. Because sometimes when we have discussions or we're talking about things, our emotions can get involved. And it's, well, you're not considering my feelings by the way that you're responding to me. And sometimes it doesn't have anything to do with feelings, right? And it depends on the person that's saying it, depends on how they're receiving it. Okay, so in light of my past experiences, in my current hopes and dreams, what do I want to happen? What's the wise thing to do? Okay, so question number 3 is, what is my responsibility in the development of my desired outcome? So instead of blaming other people and pointing your finger, right? Because when you point a finger, you have 3 fingers pointing right back at you, right? What's my responsibility? What am I doing to make this situation better or move it in a positive direction for everyone involved? And that doesn't always mean getting your way. Sometimes that means conceding for the best and coming to a mutual agreement of what's going to be good for our relationship or our family, or, for business or for work, right? So you can ask these questions in any situation. Okay, so question number 4 is, what is the next step I must take to move this forward in a positive direction? What is the next step that I can do? And so maybe that next step is stepping back, taking a breath, saying, okay, I appreciate you letting me know about this. I need time to process and do some research, and I will get back to you. Let's schedule something for later. Or, maybe it's things around the house. What can I do to alleviate any tension in the house? So maybe it's staying on top of the dishes, making sure, the trash gets taken out on time. Maybe it's the little projects get done around the house and all the laundry gets put away and the bathroom stays clean and all of these things. Because sometimes we can leave it up to the other person. I know sometimes in business settings that it can always be left for someone else to do, or that's not my responsibility, that's not my job, and that really doesn't work at home, right? So question number 5, and this is a big one, and you need to really take the time to spend time thinking about this one. It's really, really important. The 5th and final question is, am I willing to take that step? Am I willing to do that next thing? So sometimes our pride can get in the way. If you're not right, or the other person is wrong, or maybe you're wrong and you don't want to be wrong, but you're going to stick to your guns and you're going to argue it out all the way to the end. Am I willing to take that next step? So those are your 5 questions to ask yourself. Let's go over them again. Number 1, what do I want to happen in this situation? What is happening instead? What's actually happening? Question number 3, what is my responsibility in the development of a desired outcome? How am I showing up? What am I doing? Am I taking 100% responsibility, or am I blaming the other person that it's not getting done, that it's not happening, right? What is your 100% responsibility in any given situation? Number 4, what is the next step that I must take in order to move this forward in a positive direction? It may not be solving the problem 100% completely right then and there, but what can I do to move this in a positive direction? And then question number 5, am I willing to take that step? Am I willing to put in the effort to move this forward? If you're not willing to put it in that effort and take that next step, especially if it's something with work or a client, or, you may have those difficult clients that, the money's good, but they're really not worth working with because it's too much of emotional drain and it's too hard, right? And we've been in those places. I have been there. I have been in a place where I thought the best and was doing everything that I could, and then things just turned out where it was just not a good situation. And it wasn't beneficial for me. It was impacting my health, although it was beneficial for the other person because of their demands and what I was saying yes to, but it wasn't overall mutually beneficial. So you have to really take some time with that 5th and final question. If that's really the direction that I want to move in with my life, and this is where I want to put my energy and my value and my gifts, right? So in your marriage relationships, am I willing to take that next step is always a yes. You're always willing. You made a covenant for better or worse, right? Sometimes this may be the worst. So yes, you're willing to make efforts and take the step to move things in a positive direction in your marriage relationship and the relationship with your children. I know that can be difficult sometimes, that relationships get torn or damaged, but there's always a way. There's always a way. And if you are always taking that positive step, no matter what the decision that needs to be made, as long as you're moving in that positive direction, you're never going to have any regrets. Never. All right, guys, that's it today for Liberation Confabulation. So make sure that you post your questions below and we will get them answered. Also, go ahead and head on over to annahkate.com, ANNAHKATE, and go ahead and click on that subscribe link up there so you can be in the know of all of the events coming up, all the courses, all the little PDFs, because I will be creating PDFs to send out just to you via email. So make sure that you are in the know on that list. Don't worry, I'm not going to send you a ton of stuff. I don't have time to send you a ton of stuff because we're busy liberating our awesome and changing the world. But every once in a while, you'll get an update of a new course coming out. You'll be the first to know. And also you'll get any PDFs and freemium sent directly to your email, and you don't have to go to the website and download them or do anything else. I'm going to send them directly to you. So, all right, guys, don't forget to like and subscribe. Be sure to share this with any of your friends. Make sure that anyone that you know that could benefit from asking these 5 questions to themselves, that they hear this and share the love. All right, guys, y'all have an amazing week. I will see you next Wednesday. You know what to do. Go out and liberate your awesome.